So if you'd like to take a good posture, take a good breath, eyes open, cheerful fundamentally, with respect and friendliness, you can begin every one of these Mindful Life chats from Elephant Journal, and yours truly, with a bow. The bow is one of dignity and respect, not of subservience or worship. And it's wonderful to do before and after meals, before and after meetings, and I wasn't intending to talk about it this much, but it's a great Mindful Life challenge to do in your life. Try it before and after meals and meetings and see how it changes your attention. It's a great way to sort of take a little moment of pause, come back to why you're eating or why you're meeting, and just begin and end something properly and fully. Okay. So mindfulness is this sort of airy-fairy little subject that can be very philosophical and nice and vague, and magazines put it on the cover once in a while when they don't have any actual news to report. But mindfulness is something actually very concrete and grounded in our daily life. We can enjoy practicing mindful life practices in our daily life. So that's what I want to talk about today. And it may sound like a lot of no's, like your mean dad in the 1950s, but they're actually no's that open your world into a world of yes. So let's, without further ado, get into these mindful life challenges. So again, if I said, be more kind, what does that mean? You know, it's a nice thought, but as Oprah said in a life-changing moment for me, yes, I'm a white male, and I had a life-changing moment with Oprah, and it did involve a Saturn car. How is the question, not what. So don't tell people to be more kind. Show them how. So I think the first one we could talk about is plastic. So plastic is made out of, anyone? Petroleum. And like up to 18 other random chemicals, none of which are good for you. So what is something you should not do with petroleum with 18 random chemicals, none of which are good for you? That's correct. You shouldn't drink hot fluids out of it. That's not good for you. The other awful thing to do is one of the major environmental things that's awful for you and actually affects your health and the health of your children, and this is not in one of the 3 Mindful Life challenges, is vinyl shower curtains. No on vinyl, and that's final. Vinyl includes PVC. Guess what the V in PVC stands for? Vinyl. How do we feel about vinyl? No on vinyl, and that's final. So, don't drink coffee or tea out of a to-go cup that is plastic lined, which almost all to-go cups, unless they say compostable, are plastic lined. Plastic is not compostable. Plastic is not good for you, particularly when it's hot. So don't do it. Also, yoga pants are almost always made out of plastic. Getting hot and sweaty in plastic. It may look good, it may feel flexy, I get it, but I don't totally recommend it. We wonder why cancer rates have gone up. Well, plastic use has gone up. Obviously, there's many other causes. We prefer to focus on science here, not gobbledygook web internet wisdom from people who have no idea what they're talking about, but plastic use is scientifically not great for us. So, to-go cups. So why is this mindful? Mindfulness is a word I use. I used it for elephant back in 2002, when mindfulness was really just a Buddhist boring word that we used to apply to a kind of meditation. I used mindfulness because I thought this is a good word to connect my spiritual or meditation practice, my path, with my actions in everyday life. So the mindful life, that's Elephant's slogan since 2002. So not using to-go cups is a mindful act in that it connects our spiritual practice of slowing down, appreciating our daily life, carpe diem, appreciating our coffee or our tea, which traveled probably 3,000 miles to get to us. It's totally worth enjoying fully instead of just sort of sipping it randomly while you're blabbing and talking and running around. Nothing's wrong with blabbing, talking, running around, but the notion in Buddhism is do one thing fully and you'll do it better. And you'll actually save time because you won't be making mistakes and getting lost in drama. And, it's the sort of measure 3 times, cut once kind of logic. So, and it doesn't mean you can't be efficient. It doesn't mean you can't be busy. It just means that your busyness is more efficient and that your busyness is actually more grounded and more accomplishing. You focus on things you need to instead of the endless. We all have endless inboxes, or at least most of us. There's so much we can focus on. Instead, we just do one thing fully and correctly. So, no plastic lined to-go cups. They're not compostable. They don't allow us to stop and really enjoy our coffee. In Italy, in Paris, when they're in a rush in the morning, they walk up to the bar in their suits or whatever with their cool hair, and they drink their espresso, and they're fully present for it. They're talking with someone, they're at a cool bar, you pay a couple bucks, boom, espresso in a porcelain cup. Our whole to-go culture here is almost unheard of there. Of course, we're having a slow effect more and more over there, but let's become a little more European in that way, or a little more Japanese. Fully appreciate your coffee. So that's a totally optional Mindful Life challenge, but it's an opportunity not just to be more eco-responsible, which I love, but an opportunity to bring mindfulness and appreciation into your daily life. Coffee or tea should be a reason to want to get up in the morning. It should be a moment of joy and connection. And it's great to talk with others, but really take time to relax, feel a little bit of gratitude, appreciate that coffee or tea, maybe even smell it, taste it in your mouth, and then pause before rushing off. And if you do need to rush off, put it in an insulated to-go mug. We happen to sell them on elephantjournal.com/shop, but you can get them. Everyone, like tote bags, has 18 insulated to-go mugs pretty much, I feel like. Just use a thermos, as they used to be called. And then you can, enjoy your coffee and tea over the course of an hour instead of just, kind of gulping it down. So that's probably Mindful Life Challenge number 1. But Mindful Life Challenge number 1B would be plastic straws. They're sort of the same phenomenon. They allow us to kind of rush and do things as we go. Instead, just bring a straw with you. Glass Dharma is a wonderful company, or there's stainless steel straws. There's collapsible straws you can run around with, like from a company, Last Straw, that was co-founded by a friend of mine. So there's many straw options, or just to-go paper straw or compostable straw, PLA, which is not ideal. PLA is way better than plastic and way worse than nothing. So the straw thing is a little less mindless inherently, but it's awful. Every time you skip a straw or skip a plastic straw specifically, a turtle out there says, "Thank you kindly." So it's just a way to be kind and responsible, to realize that no man is an island, no woman is an island. We're all connected. That reference was John Donne's poem, and the whole thing is worth reading. We're all connected, and when you feel that way when you're drinking your smoothie, hopefully not at Jamba Juice, which unbelievably is still stuck in the 80s with their styrofoam. Styrofoam is bad. When you're enjoying your smoothie and you feel connected to all things, that's a nice moment. Whether you're a Republican, Democrat, Christian, or weirdo Buddhist, it's nice to feel like, hey, this fruit came from somewhere, it's yummy, or whatever you're drinking, and I'm not messing up the earth casually a bunch of times a day. If you're drinking an alcoholic drink, you really have to say no plastic straw before. You have to say it like 3 times, and you'll still get plastic straws. In some places, it's just a habit. When it does happen, I highly recommend yelling, throwing things, getting upset. Allow it to ruin your day. Don't just move on. Obviously, I'm kidding. Things will go wrong. It's a mindful life practice, just like anything. So if and when you mess up, just treat it like a challenge and try to do better next time. So that's Mindful Life Challenge number 1. If I haven't bored you all to death, maybe you're friends with boredom. Number 2 is take off your shoes. If I'm sounding like your harried mom or dad, well, here's why we do it in the Buddhist tradition. Again, surprise, surprise, it's a way to inject mindfulness into your daily life. So when you're going through a door, often you're rushing, you're thinking about what's ahead, you're caught up in what's behind, you're barely present. Especially if you have these boots with and you have to, all these shoelaces that go on for a mile. It's a total hassle to take off your boots or your shoes or whatever. If it's Havaianas, you just flip flop them off, and it's easy. But it's even more powerful of a practice when it's a pain in the butt and you really don't want to pause, because that's your speediness. And that speediness is the seed that becomes aggression. So if you can just hot boredom into cool boredom through that speediness, that's a powerful thing. So if you want to transform your life with busyness, laziness, which are intimately connected, aggression, speed, which are intimately connected, taking off your shoes before and after you go into your office, before and after you go into your home, it's a wonderful mindful life practice. Obviously, it's observed in Japan and various Buddhist countries, but a lot of households in the West do that as well. And the second reason to do it, for all of you who are a little bit, I want to say OCD, but I feel like that would offend someone, a little uptight about cleanliness, is all shoes have feces, which is a polite word that sounds even more disgusting than shit, and urine, which is also a polite word, which sounds kind of more sinister than pee, and chemicals, pesticides from lawns on the bottom of them, all of them. So if you don't want that on your couch, on your sheets, on your chair, on your bed, take those shoes off. And then you can get into the fun world of slippers. You can get cool slippers. Hopefully they aren't made in China plastic off-gassing slippers. Most slippers are kind of bad for the environment. Just find an awesome pair of super warm socks or slippers. I have these awesome hand-knit slippers that are made out of, the bottoms of them are kind of leathery, made out of the byproduct of the fishing industry. That's a very sort of hipster eco moment for us. On that note, follow Eco Folks on Instagram if you would like more hipster eco tips in your daily life. So find slippers that work for you, and that's kind of fun. And you can do that at offices. It's a cool tech thing even to have slippers that have some sort of fun character with them. So that's Mindful Life challenge number 2. And I really recommend only accept one of these 3 challenges at a time, and really only accept one and do it fully for, say, 1 month or 3 months. Set a time and only commit to one and do it fully. And if you mess up, come back and try it again. Mindful Life challenge number 3, perhaps one of the most powerful mindful life challenges of all, is no multitasking on your phone. So that means if you're texting and you're walking, don't. Look up at the trees, allow a moment of space in your daily life. In New York, I often see people, they kind of pull over when they're walking on these busy streets, partially probably because they don't want to walk into someone, but they kind of pull over to the side of the building and they text over there. Text fully. Same with a phone. It's nice to go on a slow walk if you're on the phone and talking. So I feel like that can be mindful, but if you're driving or biking or skateboarding, I've seen people on phones in all situations. It's crazy. Just allow yourself the gift of enjoying your biking, your skateboarding, and especially if you're driving, you're doing the most dangerous thing you're going to do for most of us all day. You're driving a tin can super fast, and you could really hurt or even kill someone, and that someone could be yourself, but it could be someone else, which is, I think, in a way, even worse. If our own stupidity hurts us, that's one thing, but if we allow our own speediness or stupidity to hurt someone else, that's a hard one to live with. So text fully, whether you're walking, biking, driving, etc. I think that's about it with the Mindful Life Challenge with the phone. Otherwise, the phone can really take over your life. I would really minimize notifications, turn it off at night, keep it away, or turn it, notifications off at night, turn the Wi-Fi off, get it at least 7 feet away from your bed, but ideally out of the room. So if you have the alarm set, you have to get up to turn it off or snooze it. And before you get on the phone in the morning, try to meditate for a few minutes. You can listen to one of our other chats about how to meditate and how to work that into a mindful morning routine that transforms your whole life. So to review, Mindful Life Challenge number 1 is to-go cups, plastic lined. Don't do it, but not just out of environmentalism or health for yourself, but out of really fully enjoying your life, slowing down to enjoy your life. Or straws. Don't do it, because there is no way, and the plastic goes somewhere. Plastic never really goes away, and if it does break down, that's even worse. We don't want it to go away. We don't want it to break down, because then the fish eat it, we eat the fish. It's not good stuff. Number 2 is, what was number 2? I forgot, because someone's drilling outside. Oh, yeah, so there's a little mindful reminder for me. Take off your shoes before you go in and out of your house, and if you feel like the culture at the office permits, before and after you leave the office. We do that here at Elephant Journal. Obviously, some places in the world would look at you like you're an alien if you did that, but worse things have happened than being treated like a weirdo. And then number 3 is the multitasking, mindfulness with your phone. Use your phone, don't be used by your phone. A phone can fill all the spaces in your life, and I'll leave you with that observation, which is just that our duty is to protect those spaces in our life, protect those spaces in our mind. That gives us room for new inspiration. And on that note, I'm going to stop talking and enjoy some space, because I've done a lot of talking today. I hope you enjoy these podcasts, these videos. Please subscribe and support mindfulness in your life and in the life of all those outside the choir who might want to give a care about these funny practices. You can share this with them. So thank you so much. Let's take a good posture, good breath.